Hi everyone, it's part 2 in which we'll discuss about the remaining questions, some of the remaining questions for last year BRC scientific officer. So in this session we will discuss the questions and solution that are asked in last year BRC written exam. So I hope you will enjoy the session and please like my video, share my video and subscribe my channel as much as possible. Okay, your support is my backbone, so kindly subscribe my channel. So let's start the session. Okay, the question, first question is one of the important question. It's from solid state physics. Okay, the question is like that: the critical temperature of a ferromagnetic material is 1000 Kelvin. Okay, the critical temperature of the ferromagnetic material is given 1000 Kelvin, that is Tc is given 1000 Kelvin. Okay, and the susceptibility is x1. Okay, when temperature is 1200, the temperature T1 is 1200 and the corresponding susceptibility is x1, and the temperature is now changes to 1400. Okay, and the susceptibility become x2. So what is the relation between x1 and x2? It's one of the important question. Okay, so as you know, for ferromagnetic material, susceptibility 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 x equal to theta by t minus tc. Okay, this is t minus tc. For x1 xi1, it will be t1 minus tc, and for susceptibility x2 it will be, or xi2, actually this is xi, but in question it is in given in term of x. Okay, so x2 become theta by t2 minus tc. Okay, so now I erase this portion. Okay, due to insufficient space. Now we will divide this ratio x2 by x1. Okay, so what will become it? It will become t1 minus tc by t2 minus tc. Okay, so it will become, t1 is 1200 minus 1000. Okay, this is 1000 and it will be 1400 minus 1000. Okay, so it will be 200 by 400, which will equal to 1 by 2. So our x2 will be x1 by 2. So this is the correct option to the correct answer to the question, that is x2 will be x1 by 2. Okay, so x2 will be x1 by 2. So option A will be correct option. Okay, so x2 will be x1 by 2, that is the new susceptibility will be the half of the first susceptibility. It is also satisfying the physical condition that we know the susceptibility is inversely proportional to the temperature. So the temperature is rising, so that the susceptibility will be lower down, so susceptibility will be half. So I think this is the most important question, you should practice it. So move to the next question. So the next question is for quantum mechanics. It's from angular momentum operator. The question is very simple. It's given that the commutation relation Lx with the commutation of Ly and Lz, the what will the answer? Okay, so first of all, you know the commutation relation between Ly and Lz, it will be I h cut Lx. Okay, so as you take common I h cut as the constant outside, okay, it will be a commutation between Lx and Lx, so it will be 0. So the correct option will be option A. Okay, because we are using the different property related to the angular momentum operator, that is Ly and Lz commutation is equal to I h cut Lx, then the commutation of Lx and Lx will be 0. Okay, so move to the next question. So the next question is one of the most important question, you can say. The question is all about the equipartition theory of equipartition energy of the equipartition energy theorem. Okay, the question is about total energy of a diatomic molecule. It's given that the molecule is diatomic in nature. Okay, it is a diatomic molecule. Okay, so at high temperature, total energy of a diatomic molecule at a high temperature, it's the most important condition. The temperature is high. First of all, we have to determine the degree of freedom. Degree of freedom F is equal to 3 for the diatomic molecule at a low temperature, and degree of freedom is equal to 5p at room temperature. Okay, room temperature, and degree of freedom is equal to 7 for extremely high temperature. That means in this temperature both rotational, vibrational and translational, all the mode are active mode. Okay, so as per the equipartition of energy theorem, it's state that the total energy or the total internal energy of the system is equal to degree of freedom by 2 into kT. So the it will be 7 by 2 of kT. So the correct option will be 7 by 2 of kT. So option D will be the correct answer to the question. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is from mathematical section and it's from the special function. Okay, so the question is like that: the form e to the power 2xt minus t square, the form e to the power 2xt minus t square is the generating function for which polynomial? Okay, as you know, for a Hermite polynomial, we write the generating function e to the power 2xt minus t square is equal to summation hnx t to the power n by n factorial. Okay, so the given function is the generating function for the Hermite polynomial. So the correct option will be option B, that is Hermite polynomial. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is all about the from classical mechanics. It's from the central force motion. The question is very clear. If the potential is the form of a kx to the power 4, that is Vx is equal to kx to the power 4, then the time period will depend upon energy as you know, for any potential Vx is proportional to x to the power n, then the time period will be proportional to energy to the power 2 minus n by 2n. Okay, this is the important condition, short note. Okay, you can make it note in your textbook, because most of the time this question is coming in net, gate and just also. So if Vx is proportional to x to the power n, then the time period will be proportional to e to the power 2 minus n by 2n. So here in this case n equal to 4. So n equal to 4 means t will proportional to e to the power 2 minus 4 by 8. So e to the power minus 2 by 8, it will be proportional to e to the power minus 1 by 4. So correct option will be e to the power minus 1 by 4. So option C will be the correct answer to the question. Okay, so move to the next question. The next question is from atomic molecular physics. The question is all about the ground state spectroscopic notation. Ground state spectroscopic notation for P2. Okay, so for P2, it's one of the most important method. Most of the time the question is coming in a part C, 5 mark section in net. Okay, so I think you should know how to determine the ground state spectroscopic notation for P2. Okay, this question was asked last time in BRC. So for P2, let's make it arrange. Okay, for P there is 3 subcell. This is 0, this is minus 1 and this is 1. Okay, so arrange this is 2 electron, this is 1 electron in this state and 1 electron in this state. Okay, so L will be a mod of minus 1 plus 0, it will be 1. L1 means it will correspond to the P state. Okay, now spin will be S equal to 2 into 1 by 2, because 2 electron in the 2 subcell. Okay, the spin equal to 1. So S equal to 1 means 2S plus 1 equal to 3. Okay, now J equal to, since not all the electrons are not occupied in all the subcells, so there is a vacant in the subcell. So J will be lower J value. That means J equal to L minus L S. Okay, so L equal to 1, L equal to 1. Okay, minus S equal to also 1. So 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So our J now 0. So our J is 0 and 2S plus 1 is equal to 3. So what is the spectroscopy notation? It's in general form is 2S plus 1 LJ. Okay, 2S plus 1 means it is 3. L means P. 3P, J equal to 0. So the spectroscopic notation will be 3P0. The answer option D will be the correct option to the question. Okay, so this is the all about 6 questions from last year BRC written exam. So thank you so much for watching my video. Kindly subscribe my channel and share it as much as possible. Thank you so much.